All right, everyone, welcome to this edition of Hurricane Review. And there's a lot to talk about with this game. Some very important factors that went into this game. If you'll just excuse me for 1 second. Sorry, I just had to go put my broomstick away because there is going to be no sweeping tonight, as Carolina does indeed avoid the sweep here at this point in the season. And we'll get into the significance of the goal that took the lead. But coming in, Carolina's back was against the wall. This was a game where I'm like, all right, Carolina's last game. Let's see who shows up. This to me, like, I'll try to follow who plays well this game. I couldn't as well because I was just so on the edge of my seat that I couldn't completely focus on like who's playing well and who wasn't at this point in the series. I need to. But to kick things off, the Hurricanes come out. They come out amazing, unbelievable, are putting up the pressure, and they got to go for it. And it was the fourth line, and as much as it's like the stars need to show up and everything, I called out the depth, and we'll go over it a little bit later tonight. But tonight was the fourth, so like the middle six, I called out for needing to get points, but the fourth line did step up. They got the goal. It was Kuznetsov back in the lineup, kind of proving that Rod Brind'Amour should not have sat him over Maxime Quamchois. That was a mistake by Brind'Amour. I can admit players people I've biased for can screw up sometimes. But Evgeny Kuznetsov, I'm just going to put up the goals here because the what I just highlighted, the depth is important to focus on. And as much as I can, chirp Cock or not chirp, as much as I've been critical of Kotkaniemi, he made a great put pressure, laid a hit that resulted in a goal. That was just an all-around great effort by the fourth line, even if it was unassisted. And then a middle six player steps up. I think it was off a rebound. Carolina, Tara Vinen, I named specifically as a depth player should be scoring. He gets the assist off the Stephen Nason goal, and they're off and rolling. And then now the Rangers do respond. It's Will Cooley. He scores. And I'm thinking, oh no, it's a one-goal game again. But then the depth came in, and the Stars once again showed up. Aho gets the goal from Gensel and Burns, and Carolina had an amazing first period. And the second period was a little bit worse. I think the Rangers kind of took over a little bit in the second period, and Carolina started making mistakes. They were going for forced passes up the middle, once again trying to shoot more perimeter focus versus the first period where I thought there was a lot more speed, there was a lot of driving, there was traffic in front. I noticed in the second period there was not a lot of traffic in front of the net. And like the Orlov shot, Carolina had this is in the third period, but Carolina had a shot on goal. Orlov took a beautiful slap shot. If someone was in front to screen him, that probably goes in, because no one was. It was a save, and the Rangers do come back. A little bit of spoilers, but the Rangers do come back and tie it up. Barclay Goodrow gets the goal, and I mean he just, I was thinking, oh no, but Carolina holds on to the Rangers' push in the second. And then in the third period, it looked like a ball breaker with 2 minutes and 4 seconds into the game. Lafreniere did not have coverage, and he had way too much time on his hands, and he still ends up in the corner and he banks it in. So, mistake by Burns, who I did not think he had an assist, but I did not think he had a good night, but he did produce results in the positive factor. But Lafreniere bounced it off Cam Ward, or not Cam Ward, off Anderson, and it goes into the net. And the Rangers are up, or the Rangers have tied the game for Carolina. I'm thinking, oh no. And to Carolina's credit, despite the lack of traffic, despite me kind of just being like, yep, just get the game over with, that they kept battling. I think Carolina, after that, a little bit of a ball breaker goal, their follow up shift was really good. And then the game became back and forth rather than it looking like what Carolina had done earlier in series in certain games where they get swept, because it happens a lot. They kind of cave in and stuff. They did a little bit. I didn't like them playing the 3-1-3. Carolina, they need to have a strong forecheck, and there were points in the third period. I don't think they did have that strong forecheck, but they did in the third period regardless. And Martinook In the middle six, they really did push today. There was a lot of second efforts by Martinook tonight. He almost buried a goal, one of the missed opportunities in the second. And that's another reason why I thought Carolina would potentially lose. But Martinook, he draws a tripping penalty off his second effort. The ref had to call it, and because the refs did not want to call it. And Carolina, I literally joked I was about to tweet, Kane's on the power play, gonna go take a pee break, and Brady Shea buries the puck. Someone who I had been critical of. I don't think he had that good of a game, especially in the second. He buries the goal. A lot of Hurricanes were trying to make up for things. Now, could it be too little too late? Absolutely. But Brady Shea buries it from Teravainen and Svechnikov, and they zoomed in on guys like Trouba, Goudreau, and Lafreniere, and they were like, oh, crap. Now, this could mean that Carolina's power play is going. And Carolina's power play is going, and it's woken up, then then the reverse sweep is possible. Like, this game could absolutely be a little bit too late. They got a tall task. Only 4 teams have done it before, but why not the Canes? You got nothing left to lose. You go into every game, just have fun with it. Like, you have all the moral advantage now. You won that. How many times you've won that pivotal fourth game to not get swept? And how many times? I mean, hell, Carolina in game 4, for example, how many times do you think when you're about to pull off a sweep and then you lose, is it like, oh, we just got to win the next one, and then the next one, and then the next one? And it's like the other team that only has to win one game doesn't realize it's all they have to do. This was big. And, it may not change things that I feel need to get done. It could absolutely be too little too late, but it might not be. And that's what's great about hockey. That's what's great about the playoffs. Yankees and Red Sox, Kings and Sharks, happens in rivalries. Carolina's power play gets going. It's possible. Absolutely. This series has been a lot closer than you think. 2 overtime games. Carolina choked a lead. They didn't choke the lead. Well, they did, but they came back strong. I mean, no, only 3 games in a row. Carolina's done that before. It's going to be a challenge. You got a long road ahead of you, but why not? So, yeah, President's Trophy teams have a history of choking. The Rangers do not look like they would be one of the teams with the President's Trophy blues, but they might be. A little bit of hope in in Carolina tonight. It's Carolina. They had big PP energy, big power play goal. All right, so on to Madison Square Garden. The Rangers failed to win Game 5 in Madison Square Garden. This could all be moot, what I'm saying right now. But if the Rangers fail to win in Madison Square Garden, they got to come back to Carolina. And then, anything can happen in Game 7. Why not? See you guys for Game 7 or Game 5 in 2 days. 5 down, 16 to go. 1 down, 4 to go.